they take this, like, I can't believe that no one did it before. They did it, but they also did it so fucking well. It is honestly a perfect horror movie. 6-hour podcasting today, dude. Here we go.
It's the end of the world as we know it. End of the year.
Oh, it's the end of the year. It's the end of the year as we know it.
And we know it.
It's the end.
Do you ever like take a shot and you feel it like in your veins? I feel it like
in your
ran down my
bones,
arms.
dude. All right,
ran
I'm
down
gonna
my
send you the
arms.
list here because I forgot to
already
do that
did.
before we started.
That's right. Oh, dummy.
I didn't do it,
All
dude.
right. Well, hello,
I'm going.
anyone
Stop.
who has been
Just
so
kidding, keep going.
drunk and never remembered to send a list to someone.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm your friend, Jamie, and that's your friend,
I'm
Peter.
your other friend. What's up, dude? I'm top guy.
And
you know what it
welcome
is.
to your total recap of 2025.
Ladies and gentlemen.
With that being said, we are going to rate the top 10 horror movies in our personal opinion for 2025. Is that right, Pete?
Yep. That's sure right, dude. We sat down and spent a lot of time going over this list. We spent a lot of time watching horror this year. And we decided, hey, what a better way to let people know that we love this than doing a top 10 list.
Yeah, just like last year, we did the same thing. But we also watched a lot of horror that year, and then we also watched a lot of horror this year. And these are our unbiased, maybe biased opinions on what
100% biased.
Yeah. With that being said, what are you drinking, dude?
Oh, dude, Woodford Reserve. Keeping it true.
Same shit as last episode.
Same day.
Because we've been running a marathon. We are triple threading 3 podcasts in one day.
In one day. What you know about that? We're the triple threat, dude.
And now we're about to get hammered and talk about this.
Yep.
Are we not?
Yep. Yeah, because we don't have to read anything. Right now we just that's the tough part with doing this. You have to stay, you got to be within your wits to read the mountains and mountains of scripts that I send you. So
we're hip
which
to be
I don't apologize for, but I am appreciative that you take the time to go through them. So
oh, you're so nice.
It's hip to be square. Yeah, dude. My New Year's resolution is to be nicer.
Are you? You're way nicer than I am.
I know. My real question is, Jamie, are you a lifeboat or are you an anchor?
I think I'm a lifeboat.
Do you remember this from It?
No.
Oh, what? How did you not remember this? It was like such a key thing.
Because I don't. Oh.
Lily Bainbridge is like, hey, you're either a lifeboat or an anchor. You either support people or you drag them down.
That's true. I think I'm a lifeboat.
Yep.
Personally.
You are a lifeboat.
And I think you're an anchor.
I knew you were going to say that. Set myself up for it, didn't I?
You just drag everyone down, dude. Everyone I know.
Well, speaking of anchors, I'm going to anchor this podcast back in, dude. You want to get into the list?
Let's do it. No. Oh,
anyone that knows me, what? No, just say it. Just say it. You little lifeboat.
Everyone knows you as an anchor. I'm just kidding. Pete, you're a total
people down.
You're a total lifeboat, and you know it.
I'm a lifeboat, and I know it.
Baby, you're a firework. something there.
God, that song is. I want it to be better than it is, I think. Did you see that she's dating like Justin Trudeau?
Really?
Do you know who that is?
Was like dating, the guy that was the Prime Minister of Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds like her.
Katy Perry, Justin Trudeau. Yeah, they're dating. It's official. It's on the Canadian.gov. Maybe it's .can. Do you think it's .can? Because like the US is .us.
That can't. I don't know. We're wasting time. Let's get into
We
this.
are, dude. We are just lifeboating around over here. We should
So,
get
with
back
that
to
being said,
business.
up here, let's get down to business. Right here,
I don't know how you know that song because like I only
top
know that
10.
song because I go to 10-year-old hockey games and they really like it. I have no idea why you know that song.
What's our top 10?
All
What's
right.
our
Well,
10th?
so before we get into the top 10, we do have a couple honorable mentions that didn't make the list.
Oh,
That are
I thought we'd do those for like right before we do number 1.
oh,
Let's say
okay.
the
I like
honor
that.
mentions
I
right
like
now.
that. Okay, no. Well, let's go straight into top 10. So,
Yeah.
as is par for the course of this podcast, Jamie and I could not agree
Mm-hmm.
on the 10th movie. So we have a shared pick, the 10th pick. It both features animals, which we're obviously big fans of. We will be featuring in the 10 spot, drum roll please. We have Dangerous Animals and Good Boy.
Yeah. So
Jamie, would you like to do a
my
quick
pick,
breakdown of Good Boy?
yeah. So my pick was obviously Good Boy because that's the one I watched, and I did not watch Dangerous Animals. But
Yep.
we have been talking about this movie for the entire year. Finally, like it was at Cannes, it got picked up by Shudder, went to theatrical release because it had that much buzz. Then
Yep.
finally came out on Shudder maybe a month ago. The whole concept and the way that they like film it, I completely loved. I love the fact that this movie follows Indy the dog and how much a good boy he is.
Good Boy. He
Yeah,
deserves pets.
yes. He deserves tons of pets. His owner is kind of a dick to him the whole time.
Oh, really?
But
I don't like
yeah,
that.
but it's the 10 spot because this plot is super lacking. The best thing
Yeah.
going for this is the fact that is their concept. They made a movie about the dog's perspective, which I thought was sick.
It's
Everything
the
else
same
was
thing
like,
last year. I had In a Violent Nature ranked in my top 5. Even though I don't think the movie was that good, I thought that it was really unique take on the horror genre. So again, it earns a slot just for the concept of it. Execution
precisely.
outside. Yep.
We'll see.
Sweet.
So
So
talk about yours, dude.
a not so good boy is the shark that's featured in the movie Dangerous Animals. So are we doing spoilers? I don't think it's a big deal to do like some
You
minor
can, dude.
spoilers in this stuff, right?
Sure.
So pretty much the story is there's a surfer who gets kidnapped by this guy who pretty much he's a serial killer in a sense, but he pretty much kidnaps people and then takes them out into the deep sea and then like films sharks eating people. Anyways, this movie was really cool. I thought it was a cool idea and it had that like really classic kind of, I don't want to call it necessarily like Silence of the Lambs kind of feel, but it's the classic like kidnapped female story where she has to fight to survive and I don't know. It was just a really, really good movie in general. I felt it was slightly predictable, hence why it's a little bit lower on the list. But I thought that it was a really cool, good movie, and definitely a twist on like what is a serial killer. We don't totally understand it as like black and white as we normally do in this movie because he's just feeding the animal that is like gonna rip these people to shreds. So I
Yeah, it's
thought
a
it was really cool.
great concept for sure.
Anything else we want to say for the 10 spot, dude?
No, sir. Let's go into number 9.
All
We
right,
got
number 9. What do we got, Jamie?
we have Stepsister. or The
Yep,
Ugly
the ugly
Stepsister,
stepsister.
which is a twist on Cinderella. Which, if you do not know, Cinderella became uh, common
Public
domain
domain.
this
Yeah.
year, or public domain this year. And unlike a lot of other horror movies that came out that like took this public domain, like Steamboat Willie or Popeye the Slayer Man, this movie was fucking awesome. It was so gory. It was so graphic. It was super sexual, might I say.
Yeah, I think I saw someone say that it was like the natural follow-up to The Substance, which was, I think, my
Oh,
number 2 movie, although it would have been my number 1 if it wasn't for Mads. The body horror genre has has come a long way from, like, it now has, like, really good storylines versus just being gross and making you uncomfortable. It now has really good stories to go with it, and obviously, the IP of Cinderella being released gives this kind of body horror a whole different room to run with. I thought it was awesome, and I really I appreciated, like, the I don't know. I wasn't born in what is this taking place in, like, the mid 1800s, I think it was.
oh,
Um,
you weren't? Okay,
nope.
weird.
Yep. Despite what you may think, I do not exist outside of time. So I don't really know what the 1800s were like, but I thought that they did a really cool thing by setting this as, like, it's a period piece body horror, about pretty much beauty standards. It is
Yeah,
awesome.
agree
I was
completely.
grossed out by that movie, like, almost the entire time.
Yeah, it was fucking kind of brutal to watch, and
Yeah.
that's why it sits here.
Yep.
Anything else
Yep,
on
there were
this one?
definitely No, I thought that, like, the acting was phenomenal. Like we said, we've been talking about this movie for a long time, and we thought it was gonna be a silly, gimmicky kind of movie, like, no offense, the rest of these IP releases have kinda been. Like,
Exactly.
the Winnie the Pooh movie, you mentioned, like, Popeye, these kinds of things that are, like, they're kinda gimmicky and they're very B horror. This was a very good movie. Like, it's written really well. The acting is not B, it is super awesome. Indie, yes, but, like, really good. I don't know who produced this movie, but it had, like, an A24 vibe to it.
Well, it
Um,
wasn't an American film at all. I'm pretty sure it was from a different country, correct?
yeah, I think it's Australian, or maybe no, it's definitely, some Scandinavian country, Norway or Sweden or something like that, because that's where it takes place in. But anyways, really, really good movie, and it wasn't hokey like I thought it was gonna be. So that's all I have
Hold
to
on, I'm
say about
looking it up.
that.
I'm looking it up, and that's all I have to say about that. Ugly Stepsister doesn't say. We'll go. Yeah, we'll just say it's Austria. I don't know. I could. I tried to
Sure.
find it. I couldn't. I couldn't find.
So, anything else for Ugly Stepsister? Go watch it if you haven't.
No,
It's gross.
no. It's very. It's hard to watch, but very great to watch.
Yep.
If that makes
Yeah,
sense
one
to
of
you.
those, like, it's what makes horror really good is, like, the uncomfortable feeling that you get, and, like, that's how I know whether or not I'm enjoying a movie is weirdly, if it makes me feel uncomfortable, I know that it's doing its job, right?
Speaking of that, going to number 8
Yep.
is
And number 8, we have
The Monkey,
The Monkey.
which is like it's a breath of fresh air sometimes where you don't have to worry about any sort of plot line or anything like,
Yep.
and you just get yourself a good fashion fucking slasher movie made real well. And that's what this
Yeah.
is. I remember clapping so much. I'm like, yes, yeah. Especially
Well,
the
this
ending.
is
The ending was so
I'm
good.
gonna say the only movie on the list that we have seen together, correct? I
Yes,
went
I
and
think
saw this
so.
with you in the theaters, I think,
Yeah.
because we went and saw Death of a Unicorn, not making the list.
No way.
Sorry
That
to
was
burst any bubbles.
yeah. That was not.
Was that last year? No, I think that was this spring.
I
Anyways,
definitely think it was this spring.
The Monkey was super fun. Like you're saying, like, plot line wise, like maybe not the deepest. It's pretty straightforward. There's a cursed monkey that makes people die. I honestly didn't get to rewatch it, so I did just see it the one time. Did you get to rewatch it, or did you just pull in from memory
No,
too?
no, the same. Well, I think about it
Yeah.
like this is literally a short story that Stephen King wrote that someone decided to make into a long story. So yes, there's
Well,
not
and what
going to
I
be a huge plot breaks or anything like that. They took
yeah.
a small story and made it into a feature film. That's what we
Stephen
got.
King has done this really cool thing. He calls them his dollar babies, where he takes a lot of his, like, specifically his short stories, and he sells them to specifically, like, coming up, like, art students, and film students in college still and stuff like that. Now, this wasn't necessarily the case with this, but he takes his short stories and he sells them for $1 just so that people can get a good story and make something cool from it. And I think that
Oh,
this is
that's
one of those,
awesome.
like, it's a short story that he says, "Dude, I don't need all the like, don't worry about me. I'm fine. I'm Stephen King. I don't need your money. Take my stories, make an awesome movie." This was 100% one of those. The monkey was so fun. I think that's definitely why it made the list, right? It was definitely
Well,
not
and
the plot line. We didn't get anything super interesting that happened that we haven't seen before. It was very like, I don't want to call it monkey's paw, but like you wish for something, you get it in a fucked up way kind of thing.
I just loved the ending of this movie. That whole bus just fucking
The bus scene? Yeah. Cuts
what a
everyone's heads
great way
off.
to end it. Yes.
Yeah, I think well, plus we got to see it together. There's something about like horror is to me like so much more fun when it's shared. So getting to experience this movie, getting to hang out with you, grabbing a couple of beers before watching it, we were like literally crying laughing watching this movie because there were so many hilarious, funny, crazy deaths that like you kind of cheered for like which ones like how do they get more ridiculous? Like
Yeah, I
do it
definitely
again,
thought
make it more ridiculous.
it's funny, like you can just tell like how we are like two peas in a pod, as both of us are just like laughing at like the horror that's happening in this movie, and both of our significant others are like looking at it, it's like, what the fuck is wrong with these two?
Why are
We're
they
both like,
laughing? This isn't funny.
yes.
That
We're
dude
just
just
like
literally
so
turned into like mist.
well, it was just like so good. Like, like it was filmed so well. Like the way that those murders happened, like it was fun.
Yeah, I thought that yeah, it was just it was a really good fun horror which like yes, I will we didn't really preface this, but like what a kick-ass year for horror, especially for complex horror, like kind of
Fuck
genre
yeah.
breaking dramatic horror. But we also want to pay homage to like the reason why I really do love horror was started from like all these B horror movies that I used to watch that like it really lacks in storyline, but they're fun and they're campy and they make you laugh in the face of death, kind of. I thought that The Monkey was great. It definitely deserves a spot in the top 10.
Yes. Well, that's exactly why you like the monkeys, because it's that campy B horror film at a bigger budget.
Yeah, and it looked better than, like, those B horror films. So,
Exactly.
um,
All right,
do we wanna move into the
moving
7?
forward. What we got? Yeah, let's go in there. What's the next
So
one?
the next one coming in at number 7 is gonna be Together. We just both watched this recently, didn't get to see it in theaters because it didn't come here. So anyways, this is the Dave Franco, Allison Brie vehicle about a super toxic codependent couple that it was weird. It was like it had some jokes that were, like, kinda funny, but for the most part, it was really it was kinda like a little bit of body horror, uncomfortable type of situation going on. What'd
Well,
you
and like
think?
the twist at the I did not expect what was going to happen at the end to actually happen.
Yeah, I guess
Like
that's
they
true for
kind of
sure. Like I expected it to end really badly, almost like they like the way that they thought they kind of pitched it before the end of the end, where it's like the climax, and then it gets
Mhm.
to the actual end. We're like, oh, yep, like one of them's gonna die for sure.
It's also a great plot twist. Like literally, like
Yeah.
who would have expected that to be this kind of like cultish, like weird anomaly where like people blend together?
Yeah, I thought it was really
Would
cool,
not.
the idea of it. The reason why it's lower on the list for me and why it's on the list in general is because it was good and I wanted more of the movie, right? Like I wanted to know more about the cult. I didn't necessarily need to know more about their relationship. I feel like I got a lot of it. The thing though is like I wanted to see I wanted to see the cult and I want to know more about it. And I think that's one why it's lower on the list because I didn't get
Exactly.
that, but it also I wanted to know it, so it did feel also like I wanted to get more of it, which piqued my interest, obviously.
Also, like, it was a good movie, but like, there is so many. This year was like fucking hit us with horror movies. Like, I
Yeah.
worry about next year. Like, there's no way. Because like, there's no way
Although,
next year is gonna assist.
I mean, there's some fantastic movies that we know are coming out at least in the next year
We'll
that
talk about.
I think will
We'll
be
talk about
pretty
all
good.
that.
We'll get there. Yeah. Anything else for Together? I think it's definitely one to watch. Interesting. Plato, the Greek philosopher, believed that when humans were first created, they had two heads and four arms and four legs, and that God got jealous of how powerful humans were. So he actually split them apart so that instead of weaponizing themselves against God, they'd spend their entire lives searching for their counterpart. And that's kind of like the
Thought it
basis.
was
I would say,
Zeus,
like, that's the
correct? Yeah.
building block of the entire story.
I
Yeah,
also
I
thought it
guess it
was
would have
really
been
weird.
Zeus.
Yeah, I thought it was really weird how like that whole like pulled together Dave Franco, Allison Brie like looks so it looks so
Oh my
weird. Yeah,
god. Yeah, no, there was definitely some body horror stuff in this.
and there's like so
That was
hello.
gross.
Yeah, it was like them fusing together at the end. You're just like, what the fuck? Yeah,
Yeah, that one
yeah.
was really gross. And also like what I am a little disappointed in is like there were definitely some where I think other movies that are on our list dug in pretty deep into showing like graphic stuff. This movie didn't get super graphic where it definitely could have, and I think that's why it doesn't fall to like lean too hard into like that body horror kind of thing.
You really
Um,
didn't think
but it
this
had
movie was
opportunities
graphic?
to.
Really?
I
They
think
they
it was,
fucking
but
fused together.
I know,
Or
but
that
like
whole like those two couples just like could join together. I thought that was
no, for sure,
fucking
but like showing them cutting each other, like the
just did the
Sawzall
slash
scene.
word. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like they
Okay.
didn't really show much on that where it could have been super graphic and gross. They did kind of a cutaway on that, and like I was left a little wanting. So so that's why I think
No, I get
it's
that. Yeah.
lower on
All
the
right.
list for me. Jamie, whenever you're ready, I'd love a drum roll as I reveal number six. Coming
Six,
in at the
six.
number six spot is Final Destination Bloodlines.
See, I feel like you didn't want this high on
No,
the top
honestly, as
10.
we were putting our list together, I kind of just like threw stuff together. It's really hard with how many good movies there were this year. Like, I remember when we first kind of pitched this, like just the other day, I sent you my 10 movies in no particular order. And then I was like, oh
Mhm.
yeah, and this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. So I was like, shit, I gotta cut
It's a
something
great year.
somewhere. So it kind of just got bumped down further on this list because the movies before it are frankly that good.
Also, like I thought when I first saw this that this would be in my like top 3.
Really.
And it's crazy to think how many good movies came out where this one is like 6.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's like this
Because
movie had no business being as good as it was.
no one would expect this movie to be good, and it was
Yeah.
fucking phenomenal. I remember calling
Yeah.
you like after it, being like,
Be
dude,
like,
dude,
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 you
dude,
gotta
dude,
see it.
dude, 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 and that's not like
Dude.
that's out of the ordinary. Maybe because
Yeah.
I watched it on IMAX. This movie was phenomenal on IMAX.
I
but like,
am jealous.
but it took the kind of like pretending like something's gonna happen, and then not happening, and then something happening to people, and it like made it better. And I
Yeah.
also really liked the twists that they did on the origin story. So instead of like it being that person like has a deja vu and then they die, she has a
Yeah.
deja vu about her family like member, and
Well,
then
it's
their
just
family member comes in and like explains the whole thing. It was like we said, we've had this we we had a whole episode on the Final Destinations, and we rated this one the number one of all of them. And
yeah. It's
I
so
still stand to
funny that
this.
it took them is this 6, right? This would be the
This is
6th movie
six. This is
in
six.
the Final Destination series. Like, it's crazy it took them this long to make a movie that wasn't the same exact as every other movie, right? Like here and there, like they did 5 movies that were the exact same thing, which is why I say this movie had no business being this good because compared to, we did a whole episode on the entire series and it is super formulaic where one person has a revelation and then all the things happen and they try to save it and then it doesn't happen and then it twists and this and that. It's the same story over and over again and I did 100% think that that was exactly what was going to happen again. They did such a good job with like developing the lore and creating openings also for like different stories and having actual characters that you kind of liked. I thought was also really cool. Like it wasn't just 1 or 2 people that were in the story. It was this family who, yeah, somehow it has been able to push off death for this entire time. This did such a good job of explaining the franchise and why the franchise works the way it does. It was so good. Super fun, lots of crazy deaths. Some of my favorite, like right after the movie came out, they did a lot of like the making of type of like YouTube videos and stuff like that where they showed like, oh, how did like this chick's head get cut in half by like the garbage truck and stuff like that. And they had like, there was just some cool effects stuff. They did a fantastic job with the marketing in this movie, but the story was so good that like it would have caught on either way.
Yeah, the marketing
Yeah.
was phenomenal. Granted, they probably did it like New York and LA, and then they
Yeah.
like the internet did everything else. I
Yeah,
also
right.
love the
We're talking
fact
about
that
like the
they like,
trucks driving around the roads with like, like the Final Destination Bloodlines, and it's like the truck full of logs and stuff like that. Like fucking terrifying, like fucking social terrorist type shit that I think is like awesome.
yeah, like you think like the first trailer that was for this movie was the tattoo guy in the tattoo shop, and
Yeah,
you just see him like, oh fuck, oh fuck, fuck, and you think that's gonna be like his demise, and it's like not like that's like
they
the
got
opening, and
you.
then like
They did a lot of
yeah,
gotchas in this, and it worked on us, right? Because
yeah.
they took the formula that it used to be and flipped it
Mhm.
on its head.
Well, they did it a lot better than the gotchas before,
Yep.
in my opinion. And
Yeah, because they were
also,
predictable gotchas at that point.
yeah, I also loved that they were like, yeah, we're still gonna murder everyone at the end. Like, oh yeah,
Yeah,
you're not safe.
it literally the moral of the story is death does come for all of us, whether you like it or not, right?
Yes,
So, but yeah, honestly, like if it wasn't for how awesome the movies were this year, this would, like you said, be a top 3 movie.
exactly. All right. So what's ahead of this?
So
What do
we
you think?
just this is a pretty new release, but we've kind of raved about it in the last couple weeks. One of our episodes, we talked about Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein is going to come in at the number 5 spot. And I think that this movie was just too, like, it's a shame that I didn't get to see this in IMAX or in theater. I had to watch it on my home TV, which is a great TV, but like the movie was so fucking pretty
You
that I
sound like
would
Donald
want to
Trump.
go back and
My
watch it.
TV, my TV.
It's the greatest
It's a
TV.
great TV. It's the greatest TV I've ever seen. Yes, I agree. Like, why the fuck was this not in theaters?
I think I don't know if I'd put maybe, yeah, looking at the list, I'm trying to find a movie that was legitimately like, there's a couple scenes in a couple different movies that I think were beautiful. that were really cool visually. But I think all around as a movie, this was the most pretty movie I can honestly remember seeing. The lighting,
Yes.
the scenery, characters, all of it was just shot so fucking awesome. And then it was a good story.
Granted, people are like saying like, yeah, like that he deviated from the original. But it's like, how many times do you want to see the original story written?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like we kind of saw like following directly on the like I don't and I have not gone back and rewatched Nosferatu, but like kind of sticking so hard to an old story doesn't necessarily benefit you, right? Making something fresh and new and pleasant to view and see does. And I think that's definitely why Nosferatu didn't make the lists last year. Did it make it on
Oh, it
yours? I
did.
can't remember.
Yeah, it was like number 2 on our list last year.
Yeah. No,
It's
I
also
can't
it's
remember.
a great movie, but I would say Frankenstein was better. I
Yeah.
don't know. They're both pretty good,
But
but
anyways, I think being true to an old story doesn't necessarily like I don't know why people would complain about that. Why would you want to see something you already know the answer to? It's like we just talked about in Bloodlines. If they just made another Final Destination 6 and it was the same fucking story that we've seen in all the previous 5 episodes like installments of that, we wouldn't it wouldn't be on the list, I would say that.
it's so much easier to complain about something when you're on the opposite side of the spectrum. Is the way I
Mhm.
see it. Like I thought what he made was his passion project that he's
Yeah.
been wanting to do, and I thought it was fucking phenomenal.
Yep.
And all the people that say like, it was mid, like I wish there was this, I disagree.
You
Like
go
this
make
was
it.
yeah. Good luck fucking make. They're like, oh, there was a total a Netflix movie. Like, yes, it was on fucking Netflix.
I
What do
don't
you
believe
want?
I
Like,
think it's the opposite. Am honestly bummed out that this was not picked up by a different studio because it would have
yes,
gone to theaters and I would have been able to watch it there. I'm honestly bummed out that Netflix produced this movie because it would have been so good to see in theaters.
I think it would have
I'm
been
bummed out
just as
about
a
that.
big of a deal as Nosferatu was if this was
Yes.
in theaters and not
Yep.
on Netflix.
Agree. It was an awesome movie. The plot line was good, but I think the carrier of this movie for sure is the cinematography.
Yeah.
It's just
Also,
so pretty.
also like Frankenstein is like handsome.
Yeah.
He's like a good looking monster that just like wants to care for everyone. Like literally trying to look over a village. Like,
Yeah.
all right, this is
Yeah.
not what we expected from a Frankenstein movie. Like
Right.
you've
Yeah. Yeah.
always known
We
this
know the
like
story and
slash and
it's,
kill. It's like if it was a feel good movie when we thought it was gonna be a horror.
yep.
Still awesome.
Yeah. I
Moving on.
actually saw like a quote from Del Toro that he doesn't even consider it a horror. He considers it a drama,
Yeah, I would agree completely that
which
this
is,
is a drama.
yeah, it does fall under the horror genre. So we are going to like
We
rank
are
it as
gonna
such. It is
count. We're gonna
number
count
5.
it.
Now, number 4, I think is going to surprise some people.
Mhm.
You
For
want to
sure.
tell them?
Mhm. I think most people would have thought this is going to be number 1 because
Yep.
it was, well, we have Sinners at number 4,
Yep.
which fucking phenomenal movie.
That's what we're talking about. This year has been so good for horror that it's like it's crazy that a movie like Sinners falls to number 4. There were like it again, honestly, like going back and rewatching it, it reminds me weirdly of From Dusk Till Dawn. I don't know if you
Mm-hmm.
like see that at all, but like the beginning is a very much a different type of story than the end of the movie. Like then
Mm-hmm.
there's something that happens midway point and it flips the script completely to where like this is like From Dusk Till Dawn in the American South, slightly around like Jim Crow era.
Yes, I think like this whole like beginning of this movie and like up until you end to the like preacher boy
Yep.
singing is the best part of this movie.
Yep. Okay.
Like I think the smoke and stack thing is a little like cheesy when they call each other
Yeah.
smoke and stack. I'm like, okay, like, and then like the Irish vampires is like a very small part of it. And then the whole like fight, which is like 30 minutes of this 2 hour movie.
Yeah.
So I think that's where it lacks, is it's just like we have this like really beautiful like start of the story. I'd say the first hour. And
Yeah.
then there's like 40 minutes where they're kind of like having that party. And then the ending is a little bit of this like vampire
Craziness.
fight.
Yes.
Which that's it. It's like very highly sexual about cunnilingus too.
Yeah, for sure.
Like everyone wants to lick pussies. I was like, okay, like
Yep.
fine. Okay, we get it. Like you like to
Yeah.
lick pussy. And also I think they could have better like put that whole like when you play music, you like push out into different like worlds, and then the whole world
Yes.
comes to first. So there's like the beginning part of the movie where they explain that, and then there's Preacher Boy playing it in the middle where you
Yep.
see like all the different like crowds, and then you see
Yep.
like the Irish guy's like, I want that, and then
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
So you're like, okay, like they could have made that a bigger kind of part of the plot line.
Yeah.
And I think that would have made this a little bit better.
It's weird. So I remember seeing that movie in theaters, and I remember that specific part. Like we're talking about like the transcendental part where they kind of like move through time and like Future Boys playing, but then there's all these different like African
Preacher
tribal
Boy.
music,
Yeah.
and then all the way up to like 90s or even 2000s hip hop, even into like modern like dancing and like twerking and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Right. And seeing that in the theaters at the time, I was like, wow, that is such a cool thing. And then I rewatched it the second time and it was on my computer screen. And it certainly did not hit as hard watching it on the computer screen. I don't know. You went back. Did you go back through and rewatch it?
Yeah. Well, it's just like
Yeah.
they don't explain anything other than that. So I wish there
Right.
was other than like the Irish guy was like, I want what you have.
Yes.
I feel like if they like put a little bit more emphasis on his like ability to like pull all the like musics from every century together.
Yeah. Well, like there's these people that kind of like transcend time,
Yeah,
is what they're
exactly. So
saying.
like, well, and the Irish vampire was like came there specifically for him because he
Yes.
can do that, and he wanted to
Yep.
see his family. But
Yep.
that's it. That's all we saw.
Yep. Yeah, and so I don't know. I don't necessarily like I don't think I find a ton in the plot lines that's lacking. The writing was so fucking good. The acting is phenomenal. But the movie isn't a horror movie until the end of the movie.
No, it's definitely an action movie or like and or
It's
drama.
a yeah, it's like a good period piece for sure. Kind of like gets into like the thing that I know that you hate is like that like Baz Luhrmann where it's like taking a period piece and like turning it modern kind of
Yeah.
thing. I didn't know if that bothered you at all. You bring it up all the time, like The Great Gatsby and like the Elvis movie and stuff like that, where you're like, the fuck is going on? Like this is not what's happening right now. Like why
Well,
is
I
this
don't
going
think
on? But I
this
think
one
this was done
definitely
so much
didn't
better
do
than that.
that. There's
Yeah,
not a point where it's just like or like
but
throw
it's
like
intentional, right? They
random hip hop.
explain it ish,
Yes,
right?
like
So it doesn't jar you like it did with those other movies.
all the music that's in this, like I feel like has a little piece. Like definitely like at the ending, there's like that fucking metal driving part, like when everyone's
Yeah.
starting to like get killed,
Yep.
which like I agree is probably like that like more modern thing, but it's not like that straight like rap beat in your face where like
Right.
Elvis is like walking through the like five a dime and they're like, yeah, motherfucking yeah. Like, no,
Yeah.
this doesn't make sense.
When they also explain it, right? It has a purpose. Like this guy that plays music and it's like it's literally timeless music, right?
Exactly.
The connection to the past, there's a connection to the future. It all matters. Anyways, we don't have to spend a ton more time on this movie. It was fantastic. I feel like it kicked off and it set the bar for what horror was for the year. I think it was released
Exactly.
before, maybe I think it was released after The Monkey, but I think all these other movies that we've talked about so far have come after Sinners. And Sinners did such an amazing job of saying, this is 2025 horror.
Yes. I think in any other year, this would have been the best horror movie.
I
And it
think,
was still a
yeah, our
great horror
top
movie.
five, literally, or like, yeah, we had Bloodlines. Like, just because this year was so good for horror, any of these, if you go back in the last 5 years, would have been the best movie of that year.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
So
So what's
moving on,
four? What's four,
uh,
sir?
we
That was
just did
four. Sorry.
four.
What's three?
Yep.
What's three?
Three
Sorry. Three.
is gonna be Weapons. And when we first originally watched this movie, you rewatched this, yeah?
Yes.
Dude, it was so much better on the rewatch. I remember when we first watched it, we were like, dude, I don't know. Like, that movie was strange. It was weird. It was kind of fun. But like going back and rewatching that movie, it was like last year I did this with Long Legs, where I was like, I went back and watched Long Legs again, and it was so much better the second time around. I don't know why, but like the movie makes sense. And then I get to see all of these small little details that I missed the first time because I was trying to pay too much attention to the story. Whereas now I know the story, I know what's going to happen. So I'm watching for the details, and it's so good. It's so fucking fun. And the storytelling in it is like top tier.
Yes, I think if we wouldn't expected what happened, this is like a great like situation that they did. Like literally,
Yeah.
Gladys is just like, "Hello, hi, I'm
Well,
here," and
what I
you're like,
didn't
"Wait, like,
realize in the first time I watched it is that she's in every scene until we get to, is it Tommy or is it Danny? What's his name? Alex. So until we get to Alex's story and we really actually understand what's going on, the first time watching it, like there's the one scene where we have like the teacher and she's asleep in her bed and she like is obviously on the ceiling, fucking the
yeah,"
best jump scare of the year, I'm
or
gonna
just
call
like
it.
Gladys goes like straight there. Yeah,
Yes, probably the best jump scare of the entire year.
I disagree. Good Boy
Because it
has the best jump scare of the
oh,
year.
really? Okay. Because the way that it's filmed is like, I don't know why I
Well, she's just like coming from the roof, and that's it.
yeah, but, like, you, like, see her and the camera's focused on her, and then the camera cuts and it's to her laying back down and it starts to pan up, and
Well, it
then you
makes no
when it goes
sense though. Like,
vertical right, it doesn't
why is
make
she
any sense,
there?
and it's her first introduction into the story, right? But watching it, you get to see she's in every person's timeline, wheather they've
Where's
actually
she at?
interacted with her or not.
Where's she at in the first one?
Who was the first one? I'm pretty sure. I guess maybe I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure she is in every character's timeline. I thought that the teacher was the first one.
Yeah, is the teacher.
Okay.
It's the same girl from in Wolfman.
Yeah, Wolfman, Ozark. I don't know. I just going back and getting to watch this movie again, I was like, man, it's really good. And I didn't love it the first time I saw it. I remember watching it and Lamer and I were like, what the like there was so much hype around the movie that I was like, I don't know. I didn't really buy it. But going back and rewatching it, fuck, that was a good movie.
Yeah, I don't think I thought that wasn't a good movie when I first watched it. I definitely think that we like overhype things, and
We
I
have a
think
tendency to do that.
someone kind of ruined the whole twist for me, like on the internet. So maybe that
Oh,
ruined it.
really?
But like
Okay.
the rewatch, I agree was like this is a great movie, and that's why
Yeah.
it's listed where it is. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Again, it would be number 1. Nope. It honestly could be I would say these top 3 movies could be all number 1 for the year. I think that
no, no, I have
there's
my
some
number
discussion
one,
to be
and
had.
yeah, I have
Yeah.
my number one, and I stand by it.
Yeah.
With that
Um,
being said, what's number two?
so number 2 was without outside circumstances, this would have been my favorite movie of the year. It's probably one of my favorite horror movies I've ever seen. Bring Her Back by the Filippo what group?
What are
What do they call
outside
them?
circumstances? Would you mean
Well,
me?
we'll get into it. No, no, no. With the number one pick, I'll tell
Yeah.
you about it. But Bring Her Back was the follow up to what was it called?
Talk to me.
Talk to Me by the Filippo siblings. It was fucking weird and creepy. It we talked about like the suspense feeling literally in my chest the entire time watching this movie. I was like, what the fuck is going on? What are you doing?
I'm just eating the knife like he does in the movie.
Oh, okay. I was like, I don't like what you're doing. No, but and we
Exactly.
talked about this. I think I brought it up when I told you about this on the podcast. Just one, we talk about horror movies that we've watched and stuff like that. The idea of the blind protagonist that can't see what's happening around her is like such a like it's so easy. Like
Yeah.
I don't know how no one has thought to do a horror movie with a blind person in it that has no idea what the fuck is going on around them. But like they take this like I can't believe that no one did it before. They did it, but they also did it so fucking well. It is honestly a perfect horror movie.
The anxiety I got from this movie like, was like seconds to none. It was
Yeah.
definitely the only other movie I've got this was Smile 2.
Hmm.
And I know you were like, that's crazy that you thought that Smile 2 was good. But the anxiety,
No,
I
but
was
I
just
could
like
feel the tension, right?
the ugh, too, like disgusting. It was fucking. I've seen so many. Like I've watched Terrifier 3 like multiple times, and I'm like, yeah, that's funny. But like the whole scene where he's just fucking eating a knife, you're like, are you fucking kidding
Ugh,
me? And
gross.
he's just
Yeah.
like mute and like has no ability to like reason for himself. You're just like, fuck, dude. Like, how are these two people okay with this child being there with
Right.
them?
Well, and I don't know if you remember this, but like I know that I brought it up on the podcast when we were talking. When I first watched this movie and I told you to watch it, I was like, dude, I like because we are who we are, we put movies on to go to sleep every now and then. And I put this movie on to go to sleep to. And 2 hours later, I'm like, well, what the fuck do I do now? Because there was no chance I was falling asleep during that movie. And there was no chance I was falling asleep afterwards. It was like riveting,
No.
engaging. It kept me on the edge of my, like, literally, I was like propped up on the bed watching this movie. It was that fucking intense. Every scene, just like there was no lapse in that, like what we're talking about, the stress, the anxiety, the weird pressure you feel. Like it literally about 10 minutes into the movie, it starts and it does that and it holds that feeling for another hour and a half. It was so fucking good.
And then it fucking ended like that. Like that was
Yeah.
it. That was it. Then you're like, it ends.
Yep.
Bye bye.
The and later.
Oh, they all fucking everyone fucking dies.
Have fun with the
Bye
rest of your
bye.
lives. Bye.
Everyone's like this. Like they're just
Yeah.
like it's like her and her daughter, her dead daughter, are just sitting in the water. Like, yep,
Yep.
everyone's dead.
Fucking crazy.
And like this would have been number one, like we
Without,
said, like with without. Can I start saying like what was number one?
yes, you're it, dude. Boom. What is it?
And I know, like 28 years later, like it was a fucking masterpiece, in my opinion.
It was beautiful. The
Yeah,
movie was beautiful.
like I know maybe you wanted bring her back to be number one.
Dude, you had it on your list 28 years later. And the only reason I didn't put it as number one on my list is because, like, I was like, dude, I have outside biases that, like, are going to affect the way I feel about this movie.
Really? Who? I'm just like,
Well, yeah, I mean, um,
no, I agree. I had the same thing. Like my significant other was like, "This is fucking incredible fucking masterpiece, which
Yeah.
made me like literally think like, yes, like this has to be number one because it wasn't just you and me thinking it.
Yeah,
You know
if
what I
she
mean?
liked it, then it must be good.
No, like, but like we also thought this was fucking incredible, right? And
Yeah.
then
Yeah,
everyone
this
around us
movie,
was like, "This is fucking." Everyone I talked to is like, "This
yeah.
fucking movie is incredible."
It
Is it
it
not?
checks, like, for me personally, like, all of the boxes, right? Like, we have like, for whatever reason, like, I am a sucker for, like, a coming of age story, right?
Yes.
Which this movie definitely was that. I'm also a sucker for, like, these, like, movies that challenge you philosophy wise, right? They have like some deeper meaning to them that's like trying to explain what the meaning of life is and things like that. And yeah, it just like it checked every box for me. It was just as well as the fact that it has probably like the chase scene across the causeway could be one of the most beautiful images I've ever seen.
Right? Or just like
Yeah.
the whole like meeting the doctor or just like
That's what I
his
mean. Like the
his
Dr. Kelso
mom
scene.
dying, like,
Yeah.
fuck, dude. I'm like, I thought I was gonna watch a fucking zombie movie. And you're like,
Yeah, I cried
nope.
during this movie,
Oh,
like
I fucking tears out for sure.
yeah, and
Well,
I
like,
can
how do you
say that,
not?
like, looking back at the rest of our list here, there aren't movies on here that legitimately I was like, "Wow," like, moved to tears, like, fucked up, like, it was a drama, it was an action, it was obviously horror. It did everything, like, so much better, and it's another one of those, like, with Final Destination Bloodlines, it had no business being this good.
Yeah, exactly. Like I would not expect it, especially after watching like the second one. We're just like, oh god,
Yeah,
come on, we're gonna
classic
kill the zombies. We're gonna kill
zombie
the
movie.
zombies.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, I'm gonna tell you a beautiful story about th-
Yep.
about this boy and his parents, and he's going to save his parents' life. What?
Yeah,
No,
and just, like and
I'm a
learn how to
horror
be in the
dude. I'm a
world. Yeah.
I like horror. I don't
Yeah.
I don't like love. Like, I literally remember crying in the movie. I'm like, what the fuck? I don't cry at horror movies, but it was like
Yeah.
it was that good.
Yep, for sure. It was yeah, the best probably the best horror movie I maybe have ever seen. It was just that good,
Yeah.
and yeah, like
How do you beat this year, dude?
I don't know, man. Like it's tough. I like am thinking back now, and it's just like it's been a whirlwind of a year. Like we were talking about, like horror is like something that's so fun, like to especially like experience with other people, and like the other than Bring Her Back and Frankenstein, the top five are all movies that I saw in theaters with other
Mhm.
people. Going back to it, and I'm not gonna like get too into it, but like there's like the last movie I saw with like one of my best friends was 28 years later. We like did
You
like a
see that?
whole mandate thing where we were
You
like
see with
went and got
JD?
drinks and some dinners. Yeah.
I'm sorry, buddy.
It's the last time I saw him. Um, but it just like
I'm sorry, I didn't know that. But like,
no,
hey, like
it
just
makes it
throw
more important in my heart, you know?
no, like so to like let Peter give a little bit of second, but like if you ever see the end of our episodes, it's always like with an RIP to our friend JD who passed away this year. And so that's the last movie that Peter got to see with JD. And it happens to be the best movie of the year. So is that not something that
Yeah.
you appreciate? So I'm gonna start crying too.
Yeah.
So why don't we
Again, this
just
movie's making me cry, dude.
yeah.
It's doing it
So
again. But yeah, the end things like it was such an awesome year for horror. and it grounds me in like this world that we live in where like there's craziness everywhere. But like I love this shit, and I love the people that are here to do it with us.
You're good, dog.
It's just
I got you. It
yeah,
sucks. It sucks that our friend died, but we're gonna
yeah,
we're gonna end this with thank you for listening. I
yeah, dude.
hope you enjoyed this. RIP to our friend, most like Peter's best friend JD, who passed away while he watched 28 years later together.
Yeah.
Please
Sorry,
like and
I got emotional for a
subscribe.
minute, but just
No,
yeah,
dude. How can you not, dude? It's a great movie. It's a great situation to have, and you'll always
yeah,
have that situation. You know what I mean?
yeah, for sure.
So what else have to say other than like and subscribe? That was like a
Dude, you just do your thing, stay weird,
Stay wicked,
stay
stay
wasted.
wasted. Please
Cheers,
appreciate
bud.
everyone you got and all the movies you got. Rest in peace, our friend.
Yeah, and fucking go watch movies with your friends. Just do it.
Yeah.
It's the best thing you can do.